channel. I figured I would sit down today and tell you how I found out I was pregnant at 19, as well as how I told my parents that I was pregnant when I was 19. So, for starters, I always felt like I was pregnant. I was always someone who was paranoid that I was pregnant for whatever reason. Even if I wasn't having sex, or if I was on birth control, or if I was using condoms, I was always paranoid that I was pregnant. I would analyze every single symptom that I'd had, even though period symptoms before you get your period and everything and pregnancy symptoms are literally the same. I would always get paranoid. So I always kind of had tests either in my room or in the bathroom, maybe one or two on hand, just so I could go ahead and take one if I was worried. For some reason this cycle, I didn't think I was pregnant. I think it was because I did pay attention to how often I was sexually active during my cycles, as well as to when my periods were, and I had only had sex once this time during my cycle. So I really didn't think that once could get you pregnant, but that's all it takes. I was on the pill and I was really shitty at taking the pill, but again, I didn't really think that I was pregnant this month. So because I didn't think I was pregnant this month, the week leading up to my period, I was like, that's weird. I'm not like paranoid and analyzing everything that I'm doing and feeling. Like, this is the first time I haven't actually felt like I'm pregnant. And I'm like, watch this be the one time that I'm actually pregnant. You know, the time that I don't think I am and don't feel like I am is gonna be the time that I get pregnant. So the week leading up to that, because I started to kind of be like, why do I not, why am I not analyzing things? Why do I not feel like I'm pregnant? I started to kind of get in my head and did pay attention to things, but at the same time I was like, I'm not pregnant. Like I know I'm not pregnant, but like let's just pay attention to things. And I didn't really notice any crazy symptoms. If anything, I probably noticed just some fatigue, but I feel like I always get tired before I get my period, so I didn't think much of it. A couple of days before I got my period, I suddenly got this weird metallic-y taste in my mouth, almost like I had blood in my mouth. Like, that like irony metallic-y taste. I was having that and I wasn't sure why. I knew that's a symptom of pregnancy, but I didn't think much of it just because, like I said, I didn't think I was pregnant. But I did tell myself I have one pregnancy test that's just hanging out in my room. It was like a clear blue line test. I have that one. My period's due Sunday. So you know what? If my period doesn't come Sunday morning, then we'll go ahead and take the test. If it does come, we'll know obviously that I'm not pregnant. If it doesn't come, my period's due Sunday, so it should be accurate if I am pregnant, and it should be accurate if I'm not pregnant. So we'll know Sunday. So I was like, we'll wait till Sunday and take that test first thing in the morning. So the few days go by, Sunday comes around, I get up in the morning and I rushed to the bathroom, and then I was like, oh, hold up, I think I'm gonna take a test today. So I went back, grabbed it, went to the bathroom, took the test. When I took the test, before I actually took it, when I was unwrapping it, I noticed the negative line was already there on this test. And I was like, that's weird. It wasn't like a solid negative line, but it was like a faint, like faded line. It wasn't faint, but it was like faded. So it was like semi there. So I kind of was hesitant to take the test because I was like, maybe it's expired, even though it doesn't say it is on the packaging. Maybe it's just not gonna be an accurate test, but I was like, you know what, it's the one we have, so let's just go ahead and take it. If it says positive, then we'll go get another one and we can really find out. If it says negative, then we're not really gonna worry about it. So I went ahead, took it, put it to the side, finished up everything, and then looked at it, and sure enough, it was positive. I was completely shocked because I did not expect it to be positive. I kind of like did a double take with it. I was like, no. So I totally thought the test was a fluke just because of that weird negative line already being there. But I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and take more tests just to be safe. The chances of this being a false positive, not likely. So I went ahead and sent a picture of the test to John. John was actually out with some friends the night prior, but we were gonna hang out later on that day. So he was still sleeping, but he woke up, I feel like within the hour, and saw it because I was like blowing up his phone. And he saw it and he was like, okay, go ahead, get more tests. Like, well, we have to figure this out. Like, we'll figure this out. So sure enough, I ran to the store. I got a couple more tests. I got a first response test, and then I also got a digital test. And I'll go ahead and insert the pictures of the tests that I took somewhere on the screen, but sure enough, they all came back instantly positive. So that's pretty much how I found out. That is how I told John. I pretty much just sent him pictures of the test. Not gonna lie, this is gonna be a really short story about how I told my parents, just because honestly there's not much to it. I waited a whole week because I was too scared to tell them. Then they went on vacation, I think on like a Thursday they went on vacation, and then they were coming back the following Tuesday. So I found out I was pregnant on Sunday. Then they went on vacation on like a Thursday. Then they were coming back the following Tuesday. Now Sunday, between that Thursday and that Tuesday, I decided I was gonna tell them over text. I was too terrified to tell them to their faces. I was too terrified to call them. And I texted them while they were on vacation, this really, really, really long message saying that essentially I was sorry that I'm pregnant and it is what it is, and that I am gonna take it as it is and make the best of it, and that it, you know, like I'm keeping the baby. Like that was pretty much it. And I kind of regret, but also don't regret telling them over text. I don't regret it because honestly, I was so stressed out about being pregnant and telling my parents that I knew it wasn't healthy for me or the baby to be under that much stress, like constantly having anxiety attacks. Like I knew that that wasn't okay. I was also just like done keeping it in. So I had to get it out. Now I could have told them over the phone, but like I said, I was so stressed out. Like I had to do it how I had to do it. Essentially was my thought process to it. I also do regret it, obviously, because like that was a really shitty way for me to tell them. It wasn't very grown up of me, and I definitely, if I could go back and change it, I would. But at the same time, my advice to anybody is just rip the Band-Aid off. However you have to, do it, because you do not want to be under that amount of stress at that early on in your pregnancy. That's pretty much how I told them. My dad reacted all right. He was definitely upset, but he was more supportive than my mom was, which I thought it was going to be the other way around. I don't know why, or I thought they were both going to be mad, to be honest. But yeah, so my dad was just kind of like, you know, you're not the first person to get pregnant this young. It is what it is. You guys will figure it out. We'll figure it out together. I'm here to support you and whatever decisions you're gonna make about your body and stuff. But I'm not thrilled about this, but it is what it is kind of thing. My mom, on the other hand, was pissed. She literally once told me when she came home and I sat down and talked to them, she was like, I'm not gonna celebrate this. I'm not happy about this. I'm not okay with this. She was pissed. Now she loves Rowan so much, so it's all okay. Throughout my pregnancy, they got better. You know, it was just like the first month or two, it was a little rocky, it took time. So that's the quick little story of how I found out that I was pregnant at 19 and how I told my parents. As for everyone else in my family, they mostly found out either over a quick message on Facebook or text, or through my parents. Everyone who's like extended, I'm not super close to them. It was just my siblings, and I think my oldest siblings, my brother and my sister, found out through my parents, and then my other sister, I told her over text as well. So that is my story. I hope you guys liked this video. Go ahead and comment some other video ideas down below. Like this video and subscribe to see more.